YouTube. So today we are going to be going over kind of an interesting deck, Draco Runick. The idea basically is that the Runick cards are going to be able to provide you with more bodies on the field, while also being able to provide like utility and also so you can use the bodies for link summons, but you can also use them as tribute fodder for your Draco monsters. And technically, the if you're thinking about this objectively, then yes, the Floodgate deck does work better. However, if you're thinking about like this in the standpoint of is it interesting, it would be, in my eyes at least, a lot more of an interesting deck. So going into the each card, we have Dynamite Knight, 2 of that, 3 Igniseat, 1 Majesty Maiden, 3 Heritage, 3 Disciples, 1 Terraforming, 1 Set Rotation, and 1 Diagram, as well as 3 Return and 3 Apocalypse for the Draco engine. For the generic spells, we just play 6. We play Paw of Prosperity and Forbidden Droplet. For the Runick engine, we play 3 Freezing Curses, 3 Tip, 3 Flash, 2 Destruction, 1 Allure, and 1 Fountain. For the extra deck, 2 Frecky, I guess, 2 Fangs, 1 Moonin, and 1 Hugin. And then for the Link monsters, we play 1 Underworld Goddess, 1 Boral Sword, Ningirsu, Unicorn, Phoenix, Dark, Lina, Area, and 1 Cerberus. So so some of the kind of interesting plays you can make with this deck is that you can special summon one of your Runick monsters from your extra deck to the extra monster zone, and then you can tribute it off for a Draco warrior, which is pretty good. It kind of unbricks your hands. Some of the bad things about this deck, though, I will say, is that this deck doesn't work quite as well as you'd think. You can make some interesting plays, but you'd probably just prefer making Sky Striker, True Draco Sky Striker, or Set Rotation FTK, because they don't work as well together. They work fine, but there isn't like enough synergy that you'd kind of like want to combine them. Allure is kind of there because you contribute it to special summon your knights or Draco warriors if you want to. So what you can do is you can go activate one of your Runick spells to add or to special summon Moonin. Add this from your deck to your hand. Place this in the spell and trap card zone, and then tribute it for one of your Draco cards, and then you have 2 bodies on board as opposed to just 1, so you can kind of make some link plays. Very small links, but it is what it is. And yeah, so as for Droplet, it's kind of random, but if you're looking at Droplet, I do not like hand traps. I think that they are just generically like they're just one for ones essentially, and I just don't like that. I'd rather be able to negate 4 of my opponent's cards as opposed to just like 1. The thing with this card is that you do have to discard, and you don't really exactly want to discard in this deck because you have so many of these cards are just, you want to have them in your hand. However, so Dark Ruler actually might be better for this deck. However, this also means that you can negate Scythe, and that's pretty strong. Pot of Prosperity is like very good. It gets any Vitter engine cards essentially. You could probably play Extravagance, because if you look at the extra deck, there aren't too many cards that you really need to see. Some of the, even among the Runick cards, they're good, but they're not like great. So yeah, you basically for this deck, none of them like they have decent purposes, but none of them really fuel your deck. You really kind of want to. These are essentially just names, so you have the ability to special summon them if you need to, or if you want to. They're not, most of the time you're probably not even going to special summon them twice. You probably just like special like one or two. So yeah. Another an interesting flaw with the deck is that with Heritage isn't as good of a card because you're not really tributing over your true Draco cards, which is kind of unfortunate, especially because Diagram has that one. So you would have better access to it if it was at 3, but it's probably not going to happen anytime soon because it's just too strong. So yeah. What else is there? Fountain is a very interesting card because it's a dilemma with Diagram. It's a very good card because you can you're able to activate your True Draco. You're able to activate your Runick spells on your opponent's turn, but it's a very bad card because you don't really want to place it in front of Diagram. Diagram is one of those power cards that's just so important to the deck that like just being able to pop a card every turn in search is just so good. Compared to Fountain, which it has a good effect, but it's not as good as being able to search every turn, adding attack on the battle phase. They're not as good effects, but like all in all, it's just like a really good field spell for the deck. So there's a dilemma there, but it kind of depends on like the deck you're playing against. Another thing I will say that I really like about this deck is that its ability to play against Mystic Mine, because as we all know in this current metagame, Mine is a very well, I don't. So this video, I'm recording this at September the 8th. So at this point, September the 8th, 2022. So at this point, Mystic Mine is pretty dominant in the metagame, and you have a decent number of ways to out it. You can out it through Runick Destruction, and you can search a Runick card by you can search it. You can use Runick Tip to search Destruction. You can tribute your true Draco spells or traps to destroy it. You have a plethora of ways to destroy it. It is not that much of a problem card. So I find that very, very interesting. But it's a very interesting utility deck. In certain areas, I don't think it works as well as others. But like if you think of the deck in the form of the Runick spells, basically just give you utility against your other matches, and they can unbrick your hands as well. I think that's probably the best way to think about it. All in all, you could probably take out these two cards and play like another Destruction. I just thought it was like kind of a waste to not be able to add a Runick field spell or a Runick continuous spell, because like outside of that, you're not. If you don't add the field spell, then like half of the extra deck monsters are useless. So you kind of want to play one of these two. But yeah, that's it for the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.